Good morning, you guys. And I'm here to talk about my MSversary, which just passed on June 4th, I believe. But of course, my brain fog. I forgot to do a video about it and talk about it. But I'm going to talk about my past 2 years of diagnosis with MS and the things that I have experienced. Everything you see on the sticky notes on the wall behind me are things that I experience on a daily basis. Let me start by reading them off. It's going to be quick. It's not that many things on there. And thank God I don't experience a lot of things that other people experience. But we're going to talk about it. The biggest thing that I face, that a lot of people I know with MS face, is the fatigue. Ooh, that fatigue is a mug. I get the fatigue, which is a profound heavy flu-like fatigue that does not improve with rest, and it does not. The other day I was sleeping, and I'm a moderator on TikTok on a live show, and I woke up at like 1 o'clock. And that show, I'm usually up for that show at like 7-ish, 8-ish a.m. I woke up at 1 o'clock. I missed the entire show. So I was not helpful that day. One of the biggest challenges I've faced is my mobility challenge. Oh my goodness. You guys know I use a walker. I use a walker or a rollator. I have to use something to hold on because just like it says, I have an unsteady gait. I have lack of coordination, loss of balance, and difficulty walking. Yeah, believe me, I have the difficulty walking. Now, I was already dealing with some depression because I was undiagnosed and I didn't know what was going on with me. But yes, I had the mood changes, which is depression. I do have anxiety bad now. I don't know about the uncontrollable mood swings. Now, I don't experience that, but I definitely depression and anxiety, yes, for sure. Also, the cognitive fog, which we call the brain fog. That's another infamous MS sign, and that is where we have memory loss, slower processing speeds, and difficulty concentrating. Now, I can concentrate, but I do have that memory loss, and it's not like when my father had Alzheimer's or his Alzheimer's kicked in. Not like that. It's just more like of a brain fog is what we call it. Is where we can remember something, and then the next minute not the next minute, it's not even the next minute. Probably later on that day we will forget. And then we have to gather our thoughts and really think about it. It's because we're having brain fog. So that's what it is. It's not like dementia or anything like that. But yeah, I get the brain fog. Now, I don't really have the tingling or pins and needles. I just have the numbness with the sensory issue problem. I do have the numbness. So, yeah, I don't have the tingling or pain or the pins and needles. But I do definitely feel the numbness in my fingers. I feel it on my left side especially. But otherwise than that, like the weakness and spasticity, muscle weakness for sure. Yes, I do experience that. Stiffness. Yep, definitely the stiffness. I'm glad I don't have muscle spasms. Thank God I don't have that. I don't need that on my plate as well. But those are the symptoms that I have been experiencing over the past 2 years, and I experience mostly on a daily basis. But that's not to say that I don't do things that combat that. And I do take my Ocrevus infusions. And I was speaking to my doctor about taking another medication called Kizimta to try to see if I could take that maybe on a daily basis, because that's a daily medication, because someone else that's dealing with MS. And yes, I know each person with MS has different symptoms or will react differently. Said someone with MS did say that it helps them with their walking, and I definitely would appreciate some help with my walking and balance because I really need that. That has been my biggest issue with me, is my loss of balance, not being able to walk like I used to walk, having to hold on to things and use a walker. I would love to get some balance back, some steadiness back, instead of having that terrible gait I have and just the being a fall risk, because you guys know I have talked about it before. I have definitely fallen, and it is not fun, and it is painful. And at my big age, recovery from falling is something that, yeah, it takes longer for me to get back to normal to the normal that I know than usual. And I would rather not fall. Yeah, y'all can keep the falls. Not a fun time. But I will also say, on the positive side, I have found online, and not yet in person because I haven't ventured out yet because I'm still a little gun shy of that. But I have found community with other people who have MS and who have been very helpful in telling me about different medications, DMTs, which are therapies to help with my multiple sclerosis, support because they know exactly what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, and just overall emotional, mental support is good, especially when you have people who understand what you're going through versus people who don't. Because I have had people doubt my disability or doubt that I'm disabled, doubt that I am as disabled as I am, and just act like I'm milking it or faking it. And I'm like, I don't think I want to fake being looked at and stared at using a walker, because people can't figure out what's wrong with you because it's an invisible illness and they just see you with a walker and they're trying to figure out what's going on. I don't want to fake weakness. I don't want to fake fatigue. I don't want to fake any of that. I mean, it's not like somebody's showering me with money or attention or whatever it is that I would be faking it for. So yeah, that was a stretch when I was told I was faking it. Or not I was faking it, but I wasn't as disabled as I am, or I'm not disabled. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, that's wild. I'm going through different things some things that are too embarrassing to even talk about, that I don't even want to mention, because these are things that I have to get corrected through my doctor. And just, yeah, I'll talk about it later after I get them corrected. I'm glad I don't face the incontinence and, the issues with my bowels or anything like that. Some people do face that. That's why that's not up on my board. I just put everything that I'm dealing with. Thank God. I just got to thank God for the small victories. But it just affects other parts of you and other parts of your body and things that affect your appearance. And it's not the best. But you know what? It's not the worst either, because every day above ground is a good day. And like I said, I have a support system that I found online and people who understand what I'm going through. And I have a great neurologist, Dr. Neil Lava, and he's very helpful, and it was very outspoken in making sure that I got my Ocrevus infusions, because they were denied at first, but they were approved after he wrote a good letter to the insurance company and says why I need them. And just, overall, it hasn't been the worst thing I experienced, and I'm getting more and more support, or finding more and more support portals. And I'm glad for that, because trust me, with the depression and anxiety that I'm experiencing, I need that. But I will keep you guys posted on the various things that I experienced during my journey, as usual, the good and the bad. Hopefully I'll have more good than I do bad, and I'll have a lot more positive things that I want to talk about and can talk about and share with you. But if you have any questions about MS and what I experienced and what I faced, or exactly what the disease is, which is an autoimmune disease, feel free to hit me up and ask me. You don't have to ask me publicly. You can ask me privately. It doesn't matter. I'll answer questions at any point. But I love you guys, and thank you for everybody who's been with me through this journey, on my MS journey, and who will continue to be with me. I'm out. Thank you. Peace.